What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today, I hope you guys are having a great day. Now today, guys, I'm going to be checking out what I would call the best mechanical keyboard you can get on the market. The Corsair K95 Platinum RGB keyboard. Basically, I'm just going to be going over the pros and the not very many cons of this $200 keyboard. So if you guys want to check this out, it will be linked in the description, and I'll see you guys in the video. Okay, guys, so starting it off, I'm pretty sure 95, maybe 90% of you guys watching this video have heard of Corsair. Very nice company for tech and stuff like that. They package their products very well, as you can see. They're really hard to open. This is like 3 layers of cardboard I had to get through. So I finally opened it. Yeah, I kind of struggled, but you can see there's a nice Corsair branding there. Their packages even look nice. And wait, so I know you guys are going to be questioning this, but that is not the Corsair K95 Platinum. And the reason that I couldn't put the Corsair K95 Platinum in there is because it's all cable managed with my desk. So I wasn't going to uncable manage it, put it back. So I just demonstrated with my old keyboard, but that's exactly how it was packaged. The cable was all tied together and put in that little cardboard section. That's exactly how the keyboard came. It was actually wrapped in this like thick plastic. Again, Corsair packages their products really well. And then fitting exactly in that little slot, we have this yellow kind of, I don't know, fold up cardboard. And that's where the keycaps manual and keycap puller were. The keycap puller and the keycaps were in a bag, like extremely vacuum sealed bag. But I already probably threw that away. I'm guessing that's why it wasn't in the box. But those are the manuals. Probably not going to want to lose them. I mean, it wasn't that hard to figure out since Corsair is a really nice company, but anyway, yeah, that's what was in the yellow box. And then we kind of have this other cardboard protective piece. As you can see, the wrist rest was in there. Just kind of slid right in there. I don't think anything else was in there. Yeah, that's pretty much for the unboxing. That's all. So flipping the keyboard over, we do have 2 rubber feet with only 1 level of height adjustment, but it's a good height. It's not too high, it's not too low, and I have no complaints there. They do have rubber pads on the bottom too to prevent it from sliding around your desk, which you probably don't want when you're typing and your keyboard is sliding everywhere. Also, you can see it kind of has an X pattern of like grooves to put your cables, so if you have any cables to run under there, you can just route them right through those little grooves. Okay, so flipping it back over to the side that you would be looking at all the time, you can see the RGB looks really good on this keyboard. My only complaint is that there's noticeably some darker spots along the top of the light strip at the top of the keyboard. It just seems to be there's some spots that are like kind of darker and more faded out and black than others. The keyboard is finished with this sort of brushed aluminum with these little tiny grooves that love to attract dust. You gotta blow it off every once in a while, maybe like once a week. That's probably how often I blow it off. So I got this keyboard in Cherry MX Speed or Cherry MX Silver switches. Basically, yeah, it's in the name. These switches activate at 1.2 millimeters. That's like the second fastest out of any switch. But basically, they're very similar to Reds. They feel similar to Reds. They sound similar to Reds. I'm going to give you guys a sound test in just a second here. Usually, a Cherry MX switch will have a 2 millimeter activation and a 4 millimeter travel time. These, I believe, have a 3.4 millimeter travel time and a 1.2 millimeter activation. Alright, guys, so here's a sound test. This will probably be your favorite part of the video. It'll be like some keyboard ASMR. So all you guys that want me to do ASMR, I guess here's a little bit of it. You can also notice the only branding on the keyboard at the top is also illuminated with RGB, which looks really nice as well. One really nice thing about this keyboard, and now most keyboards are starting to have, is the media keys. This one has 5, 6 if you want to count the volume scroll wheel, which is preset to volume, but I'm pretty sure, I haven't figured out how, but I'm pretty sure you can change it to, like, you know, whatever you want. You could, instead of using your mouse, you could scroll with this scroll wheel. You could just do that using the Corsair IQ software, which I'll talk about at the end of the video. The first media key is for stop, and what I've noticed is these don't actually work for a YouTube video. Since I have Spotify, every time I hit the play or the next or previous media key, it always will do that accordingly to my Spotify playlist. So if I hit play right now, it'll start playing the song that I was last playing. If I hit previous, it'll go to the previous song, and it won't start playing unless I hit the play button. Also the mute, obviously that works for YouTube because it just mutes the sound on your computer. So if you're watching a video with sound, you can just mute it. Volume works for everything, same as the stop. You can turn up the volume with the really satisfying scroll wheel. It's very smooth to scroll, which I know doesn't really matter, but it is. So the second media key, as I mentioned earlier, is for previous. The third is for play, pause, which only works for songs. So if I hit it right now, it's going to start playing some Little Mosey. And if I hit next, it's going to start another Little Mosey song. So we also have more, I guess you could call the media keys. We have the profile switch button, which I'm pressing right now even though you can't see it. We have the brightness button with 3 levels of brightness, technically 4 if you count off with no RGB. I don't know why you'd want to use the keyboard like that. It looks terrible. And then we have the Windows lock key, which will basically lock your windows, so when you're gaming, if you accidentally hit the Windows button, it's not going to open the windows. The little pop-up that's really annoying, and then you can't press anything else. So this keyboard, and not many keyboards have this. This keyboard has macros, 6 of them, down from the Corsair K95, the non-platinum edition, which had 18. I don't know what you'd use 18 for because I'm not using any macros right now. So yeah, not many keyboards have this, and the only other keyboard that has macros is the K95. Now, at least that's all I've seen, I'm pretty sure. In the back, of course, this is a $200 keyboard. You're going to have a USB pass-through. I plug my Steelseries Arctis 5 headphones into that because they need a USB to power the RGB on those. So another nice thing about the keyboard is the wrist rest, and I know most keyboards have wrist rest now, at least most keyboards that are $100 or over. This one's wrist rest really isn't anything great. It's not really soft, it's not really squishy, but it does have 2 sides, so I could use a soft side or I could use a more rough side with little triangles, so it's kind of a little more grippy. I don't know why you need to have your wrists on a grippy surface. I don't know, maybe so your hand doesn't slip while you're gaming. That's never happened to me. But there's also a smooth side. This is the one I used. I did use the more grippy side before. Then I switched over to the smooth side because it seems like whatever one I use, I like more. If I flipped it over to the triangle side right now, I'd probably like that one more. But I'm just going to keep it on the smooth. Even though it's not soft or fuzzy or squishy, it's really not unpleasant to type on, and it does feel better than resting your wrists on the table. Alright, so this keyboard does support N key rollover. I know pretty much every keyboard does, but basically what that means is you can push any key at the same time, any keys at the same time, and they'll all register and they'll all type. So basically if I just spam my keyboard right there, I don't know what I just did, but there we go. See, we have all those letters, and I basically only pushed this 5 times. The keyboard also comes with these little lights between the media keys and the Corsair logo. So basically, they'll tell you when you have caps lock enabled. They'll tell you when you have the number lock enabled, and then they'll also tell you, I don't know what that other light is for. It's for screen lock. I figured it out. Alright, so now I'm just going to go over the few, not really setbacks, but things that I don't like that much about this keyboard. So the first thing is the very thick cable. I mean, obviously it's going to be thick because the USB pass-through, so basically there's 2 cables in there, one to power the keyboard and one to power the USB pass-through. But it kind of just makes it hard to route, makes it hard to bend. I couldn't put it in any of the little cable clips that I got that I put all my other cables in. It wasn't really that much of a problem, but it's just one thing that could be better. Also, I feel like there are some rattly keys. The space bar and the backspace button are just kind of rattly. They're more rattly than I would like. They don't feel as solid like the enter key and the shift key. They feel nice and solid. My other $30 keyboard that I had before this one, the backspace and space keys feel more solid. It doesn't make a rattling sound when I click them. Like if you listen, and then you listen to the enter, and shift. Those just sound better. That's also a thing that could be better about this keyboard. The last thing, although I can't really help that, is the price of $200. And do I think it's worth $200? Maybe. It's definitely close to worth $200. It was $160 at Best Buy, but it was $200 on Amazon. So I feel like it could probably be like $170, $180 instead of $200. But still a great keyboard, and I am still glad that I have this keyboard. Alright, so now I'm just going to go over the lighting effects and everything that you can have on your K95 Platinum, and I'm going to include my Corsair Glaive mouse too, because there's this thing called the Corsair Link software, which basically you can link your lighting effects so you'll have the same lighting effect on your mouse and keyboard. Makes it look a lot better. That's why I got a Corsair mouse. This also works for any Corsair product, whether it's a mouse pad, headphones. So basically we just come over, we have the IQ desktop app, I guess, but basically we just open that up. If it feels like loading, I don't know. Okay, there we go. So you can see our devices. The only Corsair devices I have are the K95 Platinum and the Glaive RGB. So basically you can see we have profiles here. So like profile 5, we can see changes to profile 5. Click that, click this. It's changing as I'm clicking, which is cool. So yeah, you can basically make a new profile by clicking this little plus button right here. I'll make profile 10. I'll click on the K95 Platinum, and I will go to lighting effects, and I will hit plus to add a new one, and this will be only for the K95 Platinum, but then you can see lighting link. We can have a ton of different lighting, so we could do like visor, so it'll link everything, temperature. They're just really cool lighting effects like this. Static color, just going to be one color, then I can change the color. So let's see, I could do like a purple, like teal. I'll keep that as effect 10, and basically it demonstrates up here what it's going to look like. So that's what my keyboard looks like right now. The light bar and the Corsair logo are also teal. And then if I didn't want a lighting link, I could do only spiral rainbow, and that's just going to be on my keyboard. On my mouse, you can see nothing, there's no lighting effect happening on that. And then if we come back to this, click on the effect, go over to static color, let's just do the teal, because that's what it was before. We can see that the teal is on my mouse, and I know you can't see on my actual mouse, but this is what it looks like on mine. So yeah, that's pretty much all that I figured out how to do on this K95 Platinum and the Corsair IQ software. It's really nice, and now I have another profile. So basically I could switch with my button, or I could switch in the Corsair IQ software. It's a lot easier to do it with your media button, so that's usually what I do. Alright guys, so that was pretty much my thoughts on the Corsair K95 Platinum. I hope you guys learned something from this, and maybe if you are looking into getting a keyboard, maybe this helped. If you have $200 to spend on a keyboard, I would definitely get the Corsair K95 Platinum over anything else. But if your budget for your setup is more like $1,000 or $1,500, then I would probably not recommend the K95 Platinum, because it is a $200 keyboard. If your budget was $2,000, this would be 10% of your budget. That's pretty much what mine was. But this is definitely a great keyboard overall, and I use every function on this. That is why I got it. It was definitely worth it for me to get this keyboard, and especially the Corsair IQ and the Corsair Link software. They're insane. That's another reason I got this keyboard. But anyway, if you guys like this video, go down, drop a like, go down, subscribe. Once you've subscribed, turn that bell on so you can see every time I upload. Right when I upload, you can comment first. So this video shout out is going to go... Hold on. Basically, if you guys don't know, I've done it like the past, I don't know, maybe 5 videos. The person that commented first on my last video will get a shout out this video. So the person that commented first on my last video, I actually need to check. So the person that commented first on my last video was Juna again, but since Juna has been shouted out before, I'm going to shout out Ben because he commented literally a couple seconds after, but Juna's comment does show up first, unfortunately, Ben. At least I know both you guys have my post notifications on. The person that comments first on this video will get a shout out next video, so if you want to comment first on any of my videos, turn the post notifications on so you know when I post, and then you can just go scroll down, comment, drop a like. That's all you gotta do to get shouted out. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.